If you have clicked on this video, you are likely exhausted. You have been carrying a weight that nobody else can see. You have been navigating a season of life that has drained your energy, tested your faith, and made you question everything. But there is a very specific reason you were drawn to this message today. You have been feeling a subtle, almost invisible shift in your energy, a quiet whisper in the back of your mind telling you that something is about to change. Today, I am going to reveal the exact signs that prove your dark phase is finally coming to an end. And I need you to watch until the very end, because the final stage of this transition is something most people completely misunderstand, causing them to sabotage their own breakthrough. Dark phases do not end the way they begin. They usually begin with a sudden crash, an unexpected event, a painful loss, or a reality you were not prepared for. But they end entirely differently. They do not end with fireworks or loud announcements. They end in texture. They end in microscopic, almost unnoticeable shifts in your daily reality. You start to experience fleeting moments where the invisible weight on your chest feels just a little bit lighter. You catch yourself looking out the window, thinking about the future without immediately tensing up in fear. If these small, quiet moments have been happening to you, do not dismiss them. They are not accidents, and you are not making them up. What I am telling you right now is simply confirming what your intuition has already been screaming at you. The permanent weather of your life is changing. The heavy, suffocating clouds are finally beginning to part, and the person who is about to emerge on the other side of this transition is going to be unrecognizable in the best way possible. When you look back on this exact moment in the future, you will deeply understand why every single painful step had to happen exactly the way it did. You see, a dark phase is not just a regular bad week or a stressful month at work. A dark phase is a heavy blanket that settles over the entire quality of your existence. It changes the way the sunlight looks when you wake up in the morning. It alters the gravity in the room whenever you walk through a door. It creates a very specific, bone-deep exhaustion. The kind of exhaustion that comes from managing a silent crisis for so long that it becomes your normal routine. You adapted to the dark. And truthfully, you should be incredibly proud of yourself for that. You learned to function inside the darkness. You built a remarkable level of competence around navigating your own pain. But that brilliant adaptation also created a dangerous illusion. It made you start believing that the darkness was your permanent address. I am here to remind you that it was never your destination. It was always just a corridor. It was always a passing season, even during its most brutal and suffocating stretches. And the undeniable truth about seasons is that, without exception, they always turn. Your season is turning right now. The reason you can feel it, even if you are scared to believe it, is because your soul knows the difference between a permanent home and a temporary hallway. You are almost through the hallway. But before you step completely into the light, there is a crucial truth you must acknowledge about what just happened to you. This darkness did not only take things away from you, it was also a master architect, building something indestructible inside of you. When the easy comforts of life were stripped away, you were forced to develop a profound relationship with your true self. You discovered what you genuinely believe when belief is the only tool you have left. You learned, perhaps painfully, exactly which people will stay in the storm and which ones will run. That painful clarity is a permanent asset that will protect you for the rest of your life. You discovered the absolute limits of what you are capable of carrying without breaking, and you realized that you are infinitely stronger than the person you were before this started. Most importantly, you found out what you truly want out of life. When the superficial noise of easier times fades away, your core desires become crystal clear. All of that profound wisdom belongs to you now. It does not vanish when the darkness lifts. It crosses the threshold with you. The version of you stepping into this next chapter is armed with a fierce knowledge that your past self simply did not possess. So, what actually comes next? I will not insult your intelligence by pretending that life will suddenly be a perfect, problem-free utopia. But what comes next is life without the dominant, suffocating undertone of darkness. What comes next is navigating normal, everyday challenges from a foundation made of solid rock, rather than sinking sand. You will face the world as someone who possesses undeniable proof that they can survive hard things. What comes next is the glorious return of your genuine appetite for life. Not the fake, forced positivity you had to manufacture just to get through the day, but a quiet, authentic excitement that bubbles up when your external life finally matches your internal growth. For so long, your appetite for joy has been deeply suppressed by survival mode, but it was never destroyed. As this phase ends, your capacity for joy will return. It will start tentatively, perhaps just for a few minutes a day, and then it will grow with undeniable confidence. One day, very soon, you will wake up and realize you are genuinely looking forward to the future. This dark phase was merely preparing the soil for the life you are actually meant to live. This new chapter is not a reward for your suffering. It is simply the natural consequence of clearing out everything that was no longer serving your highest good. Your new life has been patiently waiting for you. And here is the most beautiful part. You do not need to be 100% healed to step into it. You do not need to be completely free of the scars or the residue of the past. You only need the courage to take one single step out of the corridor. One step into the light that has been holding space for you this entire time. Before you leave this video, I want you to cement this reality into your physical world. I want you to make a powerful declaration to your future self. Go down to the comments right now and write, "My dark phase is ending, and I am stepping into," and I want you to name the exact feeling or reality you are stepping toward. Peace, abundance, freedom, love, purpose. Write it down, and as you do, remember that thousands of other resilient souls are reading this and stepping out of their own corridors right alongside you. If this message resonated with your spirit today, please share it with someone who is still trapped in the dark and needs to know that the end is near. Your dark phase is ending, not because you finally cracked a secret code or because you suffered enough to earn it. It is ending because it has completely run its course. It finished the tough work it came here to do. It forged you into the exact person required to sustain the brilliant chapter that is coming next. You are ready. The corridor is ending. The light is illuminating your path, and your new life knows you are finally arriving. Keep walking forward.